Hi, folks. Another short episode today with an exciting announcement. Starting next week, the name of this podcast will be She's Bold. I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I feel that this name is a much better representation of the podcast than simply Be Bold. I actually floated this idea out to our Be Bold Facebook group last year. I think it was in the summer. And the response from the women in that group was that they really wanted me to keep the podcast as Be Bold. I think what was on their mind was that I was so identified with this branding of Be Bold, they wanted me to keep it. So I left it as is. But I've had this feeling in my gut all this time that She's Bold is just so much better. For me, it means that when I tell someone the podcast name, whether it's a potential listener or a guest, I don't have to explain what the podcast is about. And that right there tells me everything. It's a simple way to describe the podcast. Now, the content of the podcast won't change. I'll still be bringing the same great conversations to you on a mostly weekly basis. The Be Bold Facebook group will remain the same, Be Bold, because I want you to be bold. The bracelets, baseball caps, and any other gear that I have, that will stay Be Bold. And my Patreon community will also remain Be Bold. But She's Bold as a podcast tells listeners that I'm talking to kick-ass women who are just that. They are bold. Thanks for sticking with me through this transition. And when you tell a friend to listen to the podcast or a specific episode, you'll now be able to say it's She's Bold. And you won't have to go into any further explanation because it's all right there in the name. Next week, I'm back with some fabulous conversations that I know will help you kickstart your year off just right. So join me next week. As always, thanks for your time, and don't forget to be bold.